Hmm. 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 No. No. Well, no. Hmm. Well, okay, that's okay. Yeah, that would be perfect for the review. Alright, I maybe need to start it. Hello, welcome to another review here on my channel. And today we're going to look at Family Guy, yes indeed. Well, Family Guy started in, if I remember correctly, in 1999 and is created by Seth MacFarlane, or whatever it is you pronounce that. He also voices a lot of the characters in the series, such as Peter Griffin and Stevie Griffin, two of the main characters. It ran for 3 seasons before being cancelled by Fox, which it aired on because of low ratings. It later was saved by DVD sales and big numbers of, essentially big audience of the reruns on Adult Swim, if I remember correctly. And it returned in 2005. It was cancelled in 2003 or 2002, something like there, was brought back and have aired since then on Fox. I think that is all the backstory we actually need. Maybe. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. The synopsis of this series isn't that deep, or it isn't that complicated. Essentially, it is essentially that you follow the family of the Griffin family, essentially, that lives in Quahog, somewhere. I don't remember where it is, but maybe it was New York, something like that. As said, you follow the family of the Griffins, which consists of the father, Peter Griffin, the mother, Lois Griffin, their son, Chris, daughter Meg, the youngest son, Stevie, and a dog named Brian, and also some side characters surrounding the area, in the neighborhood. And you follow their daily lives and daily misfits, and whatever you want to call it. The synopsis it doesn't really have a big red line throughout the storyline. Sometimes they will push forward the storyline a little bit. One of the examples would be, I can't remember his name, I think it's Steve or something like that. The neighbor that sits in a wheelchair, his wife were pregnant, but it took a while before she actually birthed their child. And I think it was 7 seasons or something like that before she actually gave birth to the child, or something similar to that. So it is big sections between big things, like story progression is actually happening, so it's really hard to follow the main plot, I would say. But of course this is basically an animated sitcom, so it doesn't really have to need to have a red line throughout it. Those are usually shows that can go on in forever, and that is one of these shows. That is why there isn't really a big red line, as I said, throughout the series. So overall, I think when it comes to storyline, it does have it, and it is decent for the most part. But overall, it will be the daily thing that happens in this show, essentially the daily misfits, the daily adventure, and etc, etc. So yeah. As I said previously, you have the main family, the Griffins. You also have some characters in the neighborhood, essentially. So just as Steve, that sits in the wheelchair, Quagmire, I mean, sorry for that, and Cleveland, that are friends to Peter. You also have their wives, their children, etc., etc. And it continues like that. There are a lot of minor characters that you don't see in every episode, but they will be in the area whenever something surrounding them actually happens. But for the main characters, I think they are decent, likable, and funny for what they're worth. Such as Quagmire are essentially a little bit of, well, a very horny guy, you could call him. You also have Cleveland, that is the stereotypical dark person, black person essentially. You also have Steve, that is a police force officer that is in a wheelchair. It is just different things like that that make this series stand out a little bit, in my opinion. You also have weird things happening in the series, such as Brian that actually can talk. He's a dog, he actually can talk, and things like that. Random things that actually happens that you don't really can explain when it comes to characters, that actually can be animals sometimes, and sometimes it is just, yeah. The animation got an upgrade after its renewal or revival, essentially. The first 3 seasons had a little bit, it felt more, what would you say, well, painted, or whatever you want to call it. They actually created the stills by themselves, but the later seasons after the revival felt more computer animated, essentially, when it comes to the clearness of the animation and the overall production value, in my opinion. And overall, I think the animation are decent, and but you can see the same animation in the other shows, such as American Dad, the Cleveland Show, and I think it was Dumb. Yes, it was Dumb only. So it is, you can see that it is by the same studio when it comes to the actual animation, but it is a decent enough animation, in my opinion, that you can actually distinguish it from The Simpsons. But the main reason you can distinguish the two series is because in The Simpsons the characters are yellow, completely yellow, so yeah. The comedy in the series are essentially satire mixed by regular comedy, and yeah, that's essentially it. They satire a lot of different movies, series with flashbacks, and we also have the regular episode that feels more like a ordinary sitcom, essentially. And overall, I think it is really well done and very well satired or parodized, but I haven't seen that many episodes in the later years, so I can't really compare to them. But what I have seen, I think up until season 10 or something like that, they did a decent job, in my opinion, when it comes to actually mixing the regular comedy to the satire of the series. Overall, Family Guy are a passable, enjoyable animated comedy, essentially. Overall, I think the characters, the animation, and overall the comedy throughout the series are decent enough, so you can sit and just watch a lot of episodes in a row, essentially. Even though you don't get the red line storyline that you maybe want sometimes, it does have that sometimes, and when you come to that, it feels a little bit more enjoyable because you actually see something important happen sometimes. But as I said, it's just a decent show that you can just watch sometimes whenever you feel bored. So overall, the rating, the final verdict for Family Guy, or the final rating, are going to be a 6.4 out of 10. That's all for today, folks. Hope to see you next time.